Hello, guys. Welcome, beautiful souls. So, we're going to talk about twin flames today. Wanted to kind of touch on what the divine masculine goes through, what they're feeling, what they're going through, and then some other things about the journey, wherever may lead to. Anyway, so now, as I said before, divine masculine, it's not male or female. Divine feminine is not male or female. It can be either gender, it doesn't matter. Um, it's not what your gender is, what you relate with. It may or may not be, but that don't matter. Divine feminine can be male. Divine masculine can be female. But what this is once you're thrown into this journey, once that soul recognition is there, um, and like I said, it's intense. It is very intense. Um, and you do love this person. And you know that they love you, and it's very intense. Um, you are falling apart. They don't know what to do with this energy either, so they run. They distract themselves, they create conflict, which, whenever I say that, it can be that they run to drugs, to alcohol, to other people. Um, so they put themselves in other relationships. They'll bury themselves in work. And a lot of times, the divine masculine's world starts falling apart. And they are forced to sit with themselves and to heal. But with that being said as well, the divine masculine, yes, they feel all this. They feel it just as much as you, if not as more. They don't know how to deal with their emotions. They was taught that their emotions wasn't valid. When we're born, we're babies. We're babies and we're aware. We're aware, just everything going on. And then we're conditioned from that point on. We're conditioned either to avoid things or to chase. And a lot of times the divine masculine, they are in a family dynamic where they are taught that their emotions are too much. That they they had to learn how to self-regulate and to not need anyone, just to depend on themselves. And it's not only from that point, but then after that, maybe other relationships has, being hurt, has taught them this. So it's that feeling of they don't need no one, and you know and it's terrible, it's sad. It's that their emotions aren't valid, and to keep it to themselves, and it's sad because they don't feel like they're good enough. So therefore, they're triggered into that they don't feel like they're good enough. They don't know how you could love them. um, and that's what one has recently said to me. So I said, if you followed my journey, like the one that I had soul recognition with, that I remember, actually having soul recognition with, um, and then there was another one that like really thrown me into this. That's when I was like, okay, maybe this is a catalyst. Um, but the one, that's what he recently had said to me was, I don't know how you could love me. And it's sad because if they could only see themselves the way that we see them, um, and they'll know that they're good enough, but they fear being abandoned. Their biggest fear is stepping into it and you leaving them. Them letting their guards down and being vulnerable and you leaving them. So, what they do is they run. And like I said, they will, because they don't know how to regulate these emotions. They don't understand that their emotions are valid and that it's okay that they can talk about that, or, to step into it fully and to be loved. That you all could work through this. They don't, because they was taught that they shouldn't have emotions. So they will run to other situations that they can control, that they know. You know, that's to them it's safer because they know what to expect. And this is usually someone that they don't have to be as vulnerable with. Um, they can care about that person and they can show up in ways for that person that they would want to show up for you. But they don't have to let that guard down and fully let this person in the way that the two of you are. Like, you know, you see them for everything. Like, they see you for everything. Um, so it's like, I don't know how to explain it. It's someone that's easier. You know, they know what to expect. They know if this person wants to leave tomorrow that they're not going to really be that upset. Yeah, it may hurt a little bit. It may hurt the ego. But they're not going to be devastated. So, therefore, it's easier. Um, and it's really sad, you know, because they suffer, but they suffer in silence. And here you are suffering, and it's sad. It is. It's really sad. So, as the Divine Feminine, and it's really hard to let go of this person. It's very hard to let go of this person. And it's all about, you know, it's what I say, bring your energy back to you, focus on you, do things for you, do what soul is asking of you, you know, start that new project, whatever that may be, just to bring that energy back and to kind of have the fullest life that you can, because either, you know, it's supposed to be that they come back and then that you all build and da 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 da. If they do or if they don't, that way it doesn't really, it's not going to bother you if they come back or not. You know, just treat this as your spiritual awakening, your healing journey, and heal these things and live life to the fullest. Do things for you and love yourself, because, you know, it's not whether or not you are good enough or not, because you are. That's the thing. That's what they're afraid of, is that they're not good enough for you. And there's nothing you can say or do to change how they feel. You know, this is something they've got to learn how to be able to set in that intensity and how to kind of deal with it and to breathe and to get through it and to let go of these fears. It's nothing that you can do for them. You know, you just got to focus on you and doing what, I don't know, doing what you love, doing things for yourself, and knowing, you know, don't close yourself off. Don't wait on them. You know, I've seen a lot of divine feminines, you know, they're dead set, waiting on their divine masculine, and I don't know, it's sad. Because what if this person, if this lifetime you're not meant to be together? You know, you're not allowing anyone else to come in. You're keeping yourself completely closed off for this one person. Which I'm not saying go throw yourself out there at everybody either. But, you know, if you meet someone and it feels like they're going to meet you at that level and there's that interest, then yeah, you can go out with them. See where things go. You know, I'm not saying just go a frolic. But I'm not saying that you need to sit and just wait on this one person, because you cannot control what they do. All you can do is control what you do. So, I hope this has helped. I love you all, and I will see you all next time.